ready to help their team pull through without Trae Young against the Bucks. Young with a deep bone bruise in his right foot. So Williams got the party started early. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to drive, stripped by Bogdanovic. Hawks going the other way as play continues, and Williams going to pull up deep and knock down the three. He had 7 in the first quarter. Hawks up 10. Williams 2 for 3 from 3. Bucks struggling on the offensive end. Chris Middleton turns it over. Cam Reddish also contributing for Atlanta. He had 12 in 23 minutes. The Hawks up 41-30. Later with the Bucks down 9, Chris Middleton. Three-pointer goes clank, clank. Everybody fighting for the rebound. Williams comes up with the loose ball, goes the other way, puts a lemon pepper on Antetokounmpo. Williams with 21 points, a career postseason high. Hawks up 51-38 at the half. The Bucks 38 points in the first half, the fewest points in the half this postseason. So no Trae Young. They focused on defense and took control of the game. Third quarter. Antetokounmpo getting there. He had 6 points in the first half. He had 8 points in the first 4 minutes and 20 seconds of the third quarter as Milwaukee tried to make a run. Wound up with 14 for the game and 8 rebounds. But here's when he left. Antetokounmpo jumps up to contest a lob to Clint Capella, lands, and immediately goes down. Holding his left knee. That's his brother Thanasis looking concerned. The Bucks say it's a hyperextended left knee. He's scheduled for an exam on Wednesday. Fingers and toes and everything crossed in Milwaukee to hope he's okay and can return in this series. Hawks still in control, up 17. Bogdanovic. He had 6 threes. He had 20 points. Hawks with a 20-point lead. Fourth quarter, Hawks up 18. Capella on the baseline. He's in no man's land, but he's got a shot for that from behind the backboard. And it goes into Kevin Matone's like, not even I could block that one.
Oh, I think you could.
Capella, 6 for 7 for his 15 points. And take a look at Young on the sideline. Under 5 to go. Hawks up 21. Kevin Huerter, he had 15. And the Hawks had 6 players in double figures. They take game 4 to tie the series with injury as a major storyline once again.
He's in the locker room with the guys and just address the group and, but nothing, above and beyond or, we'll see how he is tomorrow. Our group, the character of it will come through. And we're going home. It's 2-2. We're going back to Milwaukee.
And we'll see what happens with Giannis. It'd be great if he plays, but if he's not, we still have a capable team. We're going out there and winning. I talked to him briefly. Positive to say, we dropped this one, gotta go get the next one.
It's not good. Anytime you see your best player go down, it's not great, but it's an opportunity for somebody else and everybody else to step up. It's the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no excuses. It doesn't matter. Whoever's playing, who's not playing, they got guys out. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's banged up. Everybody has injuries. You got to fight through it and win.
Not really sure about the jacket there, but the Bucks trailed by 10 when Antetokounmpo left the game, and things then went from bad to worse. Shortly after he was injured, the Hawks ripped off a 15-0 run, wound up leading by 25 points at the end of the quarter, adding insult to injury. Let's welcome in Stephen A. Smith now for more. Steve, the Hawks were already in control of the game before Giannis Antetokounmpo left. So what was your overall impression of what you saw Tuesday night in Atlanta?
Well, I thought the Atlanta Hawks deserved a lot of props to not have Trae Young and to come out there with Bogdanovic suffering from his own knee injury, but then going out there and performing the way that he did, looking for his shot and hit some early threes to set the tone. I think that sent the message. I think you look at Lou Williams, 6th Man of the Year award winner in the past. This guy is lethal, and he showed up. And even though the Milwaukee Bucks were en route to coming back, you can't take away from the fact that Atlanta built that lead, and Giannis getting hurt obviously puts them in a precarious position as well. But as far as I'm concerned, if you got a guy like Chris Middleton and a guy like Jrue Holiday, if Giannis has to be out, maybe not for the rest of this series, but they should definitely be able to get you one game without him. And if they can't do that, maybe they're not what we thought they were.
All right, so does this series just come down to now, tied at 2-2, potentially 2 games left in Milwaukee, 1 in Atlanta. Does this come down to which star can get healthy enough to become effective?
You can say that because you can see it going 7 games, obviously. But again, I'm going to go to Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. I call Chris Middleton my Mr. Roller Coaster. He'll drop 39 one game, 13 the next, and come back and drop 38 the game after that. You just never know what you're going to get from him on a night in, night out basis. And in the case of Drew Holiday, 1 minute he's playing elite defense, another minute he's focused on stroking the ball from long range. You don't know what you're going to get from him. But when we looked at the Milwaukee Bucks and we considered them a title contender, once they acquired Drew Holiday, we said this should be enough. Maybe the Brooklyn Nets would stop them if they were completely healthy. And I believe if Kyrie hadn't gotten hurt, they would have beaten the Milwaukee Bucks. But nevertheless, the Bucks should be good enough to beat the Atlanta Hawks.
This game continued the theme of the postseason this year, which has been injuries. We saw Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, now Antetokounmpo, Trae Young, Kawhi Leonard. It's become really a battle of attrition. How do you think that will affect the perception of the champion that eventually survives all of this?
Well, it's going to delegitimize it to some degree. If you're Giannis Antetokounmpo and you have to go against an Atlanta Hawks team without Trae Young, or if it's vice versa, Trae Young having to go against Giannis Antetokounmpo, or having to go against the Bucks without Giannis, you're going to sit up there and have an asterisk there. If the Clippers manage to lose in the playoffs, you're going to point to the fact that Kawhi Leonard didn't play in this series. There's going to be a bunch of questions about guys, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to hear any excuses about the fact that the season started in December, just a couple of months after it ended in October with the Lakers winning in the bubble. That was the reason for all of these injuries. LeBron James uttered that nonsense weeks ago, and nobody should buy it. If he were talking about himself, then we should, because LeBron James in his illustrious career usually plays deep into the playoffs. But most dudes don't have that luxury. If your name ain't LeBron, if your name ain't Steph Curry, you ain't in the finals all the damn time, okay? So because of that reality, we have to look at everybody else. It depends on the situation, but we shouldn't be listening to any excuses about bubble play and then ultimately the season starting in December. What do you want, the whole damn year off? Give me a break. I don't want to hear those excuses. It is what it is.
All right, we just have to hope for health the rest of the way because it makes the games better, and that makes the playoffs as a whole better.
That's right.
All right, Steve, we appreciate it.
All over the place. He was sensational. And give DeMarcus Cousins credit. I mean, in 11 minutes, he gave you 15 points and 15 big points. He was definitely formidable. He deserves a lot of credit.
Agreed.
But it really all comes down to Paul George. It really all comes down to what he was able to do. 41 points, just a spectacular performance. After shooting 5 of 20 in the last game, he shot 15 of 20 this particular game. He was absolutely sensational. There's no way around it. You've got to give credit where credit is due. He answered the call. Playoff P, not pandemic P, playoff P, showed up big time. Reggie Jackson, 2 big threes to save off Phoenix, along with a fast break dunk. I mean, you just look around, and it was a total team effort. The Clippers deserve a boatload of credit. I did it. Most people didn't believe that they would win this game, but they believed that they would win this game, and they pulled it out.
Stephen, as you are there in the building, and we saw that there was that great shot of you and Wilbon from that, the Valley Oop, right? And Wilbon said it was as loud as anything he's heard. It felt like they could never quite get to that point tonight where they got the lead briefly in the third, but the Clippers always had an answer. Was the building that was so ready to explode just never quite able to get to that place?
Totally true, because Clippers were scrappy. They wouldn't let them get on, but so much of a run. And I thought that Clippers were doomed when he came out. Devin Booker hits a 3 right as the buzzer sounded to end the first half. You pull them within 7. They come out of the half. CP3 hits a shot. And then also minutes later, he hit the shot and put him up 62-61. So when I saw that, I said, oh, Lord, here he comes. This is CP3. This is destiny that we're sensing here. But he gave you 35 minutes. For some reason, I think there's something wrong with that angle of Cameron Payne still, because you consider the way that he formed in game 2, CP3 out playing 37 minutes, 29 points, 9 assists, not a single turnover in 36 minutes. Then he hurts himself after 4 minutes in game 3. He hasn't looked the same since, hasn't been getting that minutes, and I think that's hurt this team because of the activity that they got coming off the bench. It's really only Cameron Johnson, who hits shots when he's in the game, but for some inexplicable reason isn't shooting enough. Hit 5 or 6 shots tonight. But in the end, Devin Booker Booker, 9 of 22 shooting, had 31 points, but the accuracy still isn't there, 40%. CP3 still hasn't found his groove. He missed all 6 of his three-point shots, and this team is going to go where CP3 and Devin Booker text him, and the clip said, oh, no, wait a minute. Somebody else better beat us.